That will make us feel better, certainly. How do you influence the police?
Buy them donuts.
Okay, some good jokes. I mean,
No, I'm serious.
yeah.
Coming from experience, I have quite a few detectives and police officer friends and such. And I get a decent inside scoop on how they particularly handle some things, and whether anyone wants to believe it or not, it's just opening up the conversation, because I guarantee you that they haven't received a lot of the information and education and know-how about these issues. So they're coming from you don't really question us because we're the police narrative, and half the time it's just it's not necessarily wanted ignorance, but they also have a lot of other things to worry about. So approaching it with kindness and opening up that conversation first. And then if there's a wall, or if there's the ignorance, or you get that pushback, then it's just a matter of saying, no, I'll roll. We came to the table, and
I think at this point, any RCMP officer out there participating in a raid on Wet'suwet'en territory has been briefed. They know what's going on.
oh,
They're
sorry,
like,
I just mean
sorry, this is
in our
specifically like, how are we influencing like industry that's in there? How are we influencing the police? So we're trying to look at ways where we're influencing the outcome of what's happening out there.
But she's
So-
suggesting police locally. I believe you're suggesting police in British Columbia. So which are we discussing here? Is the
So I'm discussing how would we influence the RCMP,
Okay.
the like impending RCMP raid
Okay.
on Wet'suwet'en territories.
Okay, thank you.
If at all. It's also okay if we're like, no, that's not going to happen. I saw 1 and 2.
So one of the things that the RCMP have done in the last week or two is they have created what they call, or maybe not called, but they did last time, a media exclusion zone. We have a city council here that occasionally goes in camera to hold things, to do things, and it hid information about what happened in Chinook Creek. And there was an outrage from the media. But there's no outrage from the media in being told, you can't come here anymore, you can't report on what we're going to do here. That's an outrage. I've only seen one media in the country that has spoken out on that. The rest of them, if that's the position they're taking, that they're not going to fight the RCMP on this, then they are part of the RCMP.
Yep, I agree. Is it specifically in relation to how we can influence the RCMP or another?
Yeah, it was calling them out, putting letters to the editor, exclaiming that we're upset that this is ridiculous, that these federal police officers are enforcing laws that are not enforceable on the land that they're on.
So tying it back to that like piece where we are countering the narrative that they're trying to put out into the world, might happen. Applying pressure for them to like disband the media exclusion zone might like aid in the safety of people out there. But in terms of like influencing the RCMP's raid on Gidimt'en, I would have to say that's probably unlikely to happen. That they're following court orders and unlikely to change that. They've done it again already. They're preparing to do it again. And so that we do want to go after those secondary zones of like, our secondary goals of like the exclusion zone, pushing, like liaising with media to be like, why aren't you angry about this? Like, do this thing, get through this exclusion zone, it's not okay. Like, and then public relations of pushing back narrative. And understanding that like, if they're saying they're neutral, that like we reframe that as you're complicit.
I think the way you do it is you control the narrative. You don't really, I mean, the normal meeting is going to happen anyway, but to put it from their point of view, then you need to have people on the ground who are working with them to actually shoot footage and get it out and down the line to wherever you can feed it out.
So again, the police fear being watched, they fear having bad publicity, going after those like fears. Jumping to the next, how do you influence the state and government? We've already talked about this so much. Yeah.
This is just a quick question about the RCMP.
Yeah.
Would you recommend talking to branches within Ontario?
Absolutely
Or no, there's no point at this
Only
point, right?
because
It's too far gone?
I don't want to collaborate with police. I don't think that asking the RCMP divisions here will change anything out there, but I do think that like smearing for a lack of a better word, but like applying pressure to RCMP outlets or posts or whatever is a good, can be used as a good media stunt to sort of like reclaim that narrative that we're talking about and be like, the police are neutral. If they're neutral, they're complicit. They're preparing to like do violence. They're like keeping media away so they can make that happen. And just like putting the police on defensive.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yep. Is this about influencing state and government?
Yes.
Cool. Go. 1, 2.
During the Gustafson Lake standoff, I think the year that I was in 94, 95, I was there at the time, not actually in the standoff, but a bunch of us went up from Vancouver and we got as close as we could to the situation. And we were stopped by a police barricade, but they asked us what we were planning on doing. We said we just want to be there and bear witness to make sure that you didn't kill anyone. And they said, okay, go on through. And a lot of people went up from the city and they did the same thing. So I think that if you have time and the resources, the best thing you can do is actually go there. Get as close as you can and tell the police that's why you're there.
Yep. I'd love like 150 white settlers to show up on that road and just walk past the police exclusion zone and be like, GTFO. The port action or the ferry action this morning on Vancouver Island, the RCMP made this like kind of hilarious statement in the news where they were just like, yeah, we basically had to negotiate with the protesters because they outnumbered us. Which is telling, okay? Like,
That's right.
numbers are safety, right? And that applies there, that applies here, applies everywhere.